What's up, everyone? We're going to be going through the best NBA player props on PrizePicks today. Now, don't forget to like this video, as it does let me know to continue to give you free picks every day. So make sure to like this video, clicking that button down below. And if we get 500 likes, I will do another video for picks for tomorrow. Now, I did want to also show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group. And as you guys see, we actually got 21 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. Now, a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We only got one pick wrong, got 21 right, which is a 98% win rate. Yes, guys, you heard that right. 98% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak. But if you want to get a 98% win rate and get 21 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon. Should be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $1,200 just yesterday, and another member who won $250 for the 5th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group. And I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to Monster the Sage, who said, I won 2 days ago, let's reach the moon today. So shouts out to him, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you can be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. When it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So the first pick we're going to talk about is none other than Bam Adebayo, and this one is a points and rebounds. So this one is actually a combo of the two of 30.5, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at Bam Adebayo, we definitely have seen him do, a decent job so far this season, but we do also see that he's actually gone on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at those 5 games, you see on October 23rd, faced off against Orlando, had 27 points and rebounds there. October 25th, faced off against Memphis, had 29 points and rebounds. Then 32 points and rebounds against New York Knicks on October 27th. Then 32 points and rebounds against Charlotte on October 29th. And then on the 31st of October, against San Antonio Spurs, had a 41 points and rebs. So we definitely have seen Bam do well in some games, others hasn't really done too well in, but we do know that Miami find themselves in a very good matchup against none other than the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, it is going to be an exciting matchup between both of these teams, but looking at where both these teams do stand, starting off with Miami, we do actually see that Miami Heat do come in the 4th spot in the Eastern Conference. So they've actually done a fantastic job so far this season. Now, they do actually have a record of 3 wins and 2 losses. So that's a 60% win percentage. On top of that, they are 2-0 from home, 1-2 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. So, Heat have done very well. And looking at their matchup, Lakers, they do rank the exact same, however, in the Western Conference, as they have a record of 4 wins and 2 losses. So that's a 66.7% win percentage. On top of that, they are 1-2 from home, 3-0 from away, and are currently on a 2-game win streak. So very interesting to see there. Now, when we look at Miami versus the Lakers, it is definitely going to be an exciting battle between both of these teams. But looking at Los Angeles Lakers defensively, we do actually see that Lakers, when it comes to points allowed, they do rank 14th, and then rebounds allowed, we do see the Lakers rank very well as a ranked 7th. So Lakers actually do a fantastic job at restricting rebounds. Now, they still do a pretty good job at restricting points as well. Definitely not the same as rebounds, but still do a very good job. And a big reason why we do like the under for this situation here is not only due to the fact that, they rank well or somewhat well in points and a lot well when it comes to rebounds, but we also do see that when it comes to Los Angeles Lakers, they actually do a fantastic job at restricting points and rebounds to the big man position. Now, whether that's power forward or center, it doesn't really matter. Lakers have actually done a great job at containing him, and that's why coming into this matchup, we do very much like the under for this one. Now, for someone like Bam, we are expecting a lot of the focus to be on him, as this is, I would say, Bam Adebayo's team. Miami really do rely on Bam to really play his best and kind of run the offense through him. So coming into this one, we do very much like the under, and when we look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have him 7 favored for the under as well. So Bam Adebayo, 30.5 points and rebounds for less, I think is a fantastic pick. So getting to the next pick, we're going to be talking about none other than Yves Missi. Now, as you all know, Yves, great player. You may have heard of him before, and this one is a great one for 7.5 rebounds, and this one is for less. Now, looking at Yves, we've actually seen him go on the under in 4 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at these 5 games, we see on April 9th, which was actually, from last season, so we aren't going to focus on that. So technically, he has gone on the under in 3 out of the last 4. But looking at these 4, we do see October 23rd, faced off against Memphis, had 7 rebounds there. Then October 28th, faced off against Boston, had 7 rebounds in that matchup. October 30th, faced off against Denver, had 4 rebounds there. Then November 1, faced off against the Clippers and had 9 rebounds. So we definitely have seen Yves, really struggle at getting those rebounds, even though, he has gone on the over as of recent. But when we look at his whole start of the season, it's definitely been a little bit tough for him. And when we look at his average over the last 5, it is also 6.4. Now, when we look at this matchup, we do know that New Orleans Pelicans find themselves in a very interesting matchup against Oklahoma City Thunder. And it is going to be an interesting matchup because looking at where both these teams do lie, starting off with actually the Pelicans. Pelicans come in at the 15th spot in the Western Conference with a record of 0 wins and 5 losses. So they have a 0% win percentage. They're also 0-2 from home, 0-3 from away, and are currently on a 5-game losing streak. Now, they face off against OKC, where Oklahoma City Thunder do actually ranked first in the Western Conference, and they have a record of 6 wins and 0 losses. So they have a 100% win rate. They're also 3-0 from home, 3-0 from away, and are currently on a 6-game win streak. So it's very, very interesting to see. Now, looking at Yves, we definitely have, seen him pretty much struggle throughout the season when it comes to getting rebounds, and it may not be any different because when we look at Oklahoma City Thunder, we do actually see that Oklahoma City Thunder ranked 25th when it comes to rebounds allowed. But we do actually see on a per position basis that OKC do a fantastic job at restricting rebounds to the center position. And this is definitely, when we look on a per position basis, OKC definitely have some really, really strong bigs. And because of that, it really does cause a lot of problems for opposing centers to really grab those boards. So we are expecting OKC to be able to, somewhat take advantage of this and lead Yves to the under for this one. Although he does have a high usage rate in the rebounds department, it is definitely not the highest for him compared to other players in this Pelicans team, and that's why we are expecting others to kind of do a little bit more of the rebounding. As I mentioned before, when we look at the games from this season, which are these 4, he has consistently gone on the under, and he's only gone on the over in the most recent one against Clippers, which was a bit of an easier matchup. So, we actually do see Yves struggle at getting those rebounds, especially against tougher teams, and we are just expecting a similar situation as that coming into this next game. So for that reason, I definitely would keep an eye out for it. So Yves Missi, 7.5 rebounds for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. The Kentavious has been playing great, and this one is for 3-pointers made for 1.5, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at KCP, or Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, we have seen him go on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at those 5 games, we do see that, all of them are from this season. October 25th, faced off against Miami, had 2 3-points made there. October 26th, faced off against Indiana, had 1 3-pointer made there. Then October 28th, faced off against Golden State Warriors, had 1 3-pointers made. Then against Phoenix, had 1 3-point made on October 30th, and then 2 3-pointers made against LA Lakers on November 1. So it's definitely been very, very interesting. Now, obviously, coming into this matchup, we do see that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope not only has done a great job, but we also do see that when it comes to this matchup, Memphis do face off against none other than Toronto Raptors. Now, when we look at Toronto and Memphis and looking at actually where both of these teams do lie, starting off with actually Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies have definitely had a pretty interesting start to the season, but we do actually see that when it comes to it, we do see that Memphis do find themselves in the 9th spot in the Western Conference. Now, they have a record of 3 wins and 3 losses. That's a 50% win percentage. They're also 2-2 from home, 1-1 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. And they face off against Toronto, as we mentioned. So we do actually see that when it comes to the Raptors, they have a record of 2 wins and 4 losses. That's a 33.3% win percentage. They're also 0-2 from home, 2-2 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak. But looking at where both these these teams do lie. Obviously, looking at actually Memphis, we do actually see defensively for Toronto do rank when it comes to 3-point percentages allowed. Toronto Raptors surprisingly rank pretty low, as they actually do rank 20th in 3-point percentages allowed. Now, 3-point attempts allowed, they do rank a lot better. They actually rank 6th. And then 3 points made allowed, we see the Raptors rank 8th. So although they do rank a little bit lower in that 3-point percentages, when you look at attempts and makes, we actually do see that Toronto don't allow a lot of 3-point attempts and a lot of 3-point makes. So that's why coming into this one, we do very, very much actually like, the under for this situation here. We definitely see someone of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope going on the under due to the fact that when you look at, Kentavious, he hasn't really had that many opportunities to also shoot the 3 ball. His usage rate is somewhat limited to an extent. He isn't a star player for this team, so he does only get a couple of looks at the basket and also a couple of looks at the 3-point line. So coming into this one, we do very, very much like the under for this, and we are expecting the under due to the fact that Kentavious has also struggled, when it comes to hitting this line. So coming into this next one, we do very much like the under. When we look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have him favored for the under as well. But his average over the last 5 is also 1.4, which has definitely led us to the under for this pick. So Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, or KCP, for 1.5 3-pointers made for less, I think is a great pick. So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but PrizePicks is delayed with some of their lines. So here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So the first player you're going to be talking about is none other than Trey Murphy III. So as you all know, Trey Murphy III, fantastic player for none other than the New Orleans Pelicans, and he has done a fantastic job so far this season. Now, when we look at this, we do also see that, looking at his averages, he's actually averaging 13.6 points, 6.8 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and also has a 36.4% field goal percentage. So he's definitely done a fantastic job there. Now, when we look at New Orleans Pelicans, we do know that they have themselves a very, very good matchup against none other than the actual Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, it is definitely going to be an exciting game between both of these teams, but looking at both of these teams and where they actually do rank, defensively and also just rank in general, starting off with how they rank in general, starting off with the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans actually find themselves in a position where they rank 15th in the Western Conference. So they actually rank last, which is actually pretty poor from them. They definitely have struggled. They have a record of 0 wins and 5 losses, and on top of that, 0% win percentage, 0-2 from home, 0-3 from away. So it's definitely been a bit of a struggle for New Orleans Pelicans so far this season. And looking at this matchup, we do also see, looking at OKC are on the other side of the actual table in a sense that they are also in the Western Conference, but they actually rank first. So this is a matchup between the 1st and the 15th team. Now, looking at Thunder, they are currently undefeated with a 6-0 record, 6 wins, 0 losses, a 100% win rate. And on top of that, not only are they on a 6-game win streak, but they are also 3-0 from home and also 3-0 from away. So very interesting to see. Now, coming into this one, we do also know that looking at Thunder defensively, we do also see that Oklahoma City Thunder rank 3rd when it comes to points allowed, 2nd when it comes to assists allowed, and then rebounds allowed. They also rank a little bit worse, but they rank 25th. So interestingly enough, we do actually see that, Trey Murphy coming into this, we do expect the under for this one, but I would definitely focus a little bit more on points and assists compared to anything else. And a big reason being is that Thunder do actually rank, a little bit worse in rebounds, so it does become a little bit more of a 50-50, but Thunder have been a fantastic and superb, defensive team in the points and assists department, and that's why we do like the under for Trey. Now, looking at Trey over the last, couple of games, we did see on October 23rd, faced off against Memphis, had a 128-122 loss, had 13.7 rebounds and 3 assists there. Then against San Antonio Spurs on the 25th, had a 120-116 loss with 24 points, 5 assists, and 10 rebounds there. Then 7 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds against Boston on a 122-190 loss on the 28th. And then on the 30th, faced off against Denver, Denver had a 122-88 loss with 7 points, 0 assists, and 7 rebounds there. So it's definitely been a little bit of a struggle, for New Orleans Pelicans. We also saw in the most recent one against LA Clippers, lost 126-124, so actually lost off a game winner and had 17 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds there. So very interesting to see. Now, obviously, coming into this one, we do very, very much, as I mentioned, like the under for points and assists. The fact that OKC have just been a great, defensive team in that points and assist department, we definitely do like the under for this situation here. So for that reason, I definitely would keep an eye out for the under for this one. So Trey Murphy III, keep an eye for the, under. As I mentioned, keep an eye out for the line. If the line is too close to his averages, then definitely look to go on the under there. Now, getting into the next, player we're going to be talking about, RJ Barrett from Toronto Raptors. Now, he's done a great job for Toronto so far because he's actually averaged 19.3 points, 4.2 rebounds, 3 assists, and also has a 56.8% field goal percentage. So he definitely has done a great job there for Toronto. And when we look at Toronto, they do actually face off against the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, it is going to be an exciting matchup between both of these teams. And looking at where both of these teams do rank, starting off with actually Toronto Raptors, we do actually see that the Raptors kind of rank 11th in the Eastern Conference and have a record of 2 wins and 4 losses, as a 33.3% win percentage. And on top of that, they are 2-2 from away, 2-4 from home. So very interesting to see. Now, looking at this one, we do also know that they face off against the Grizzlies, where Grizzlies on the other side do actually rank, when it comes to the Western Conference, 9th. Now, they have a record of 3 wins and 3 losses. That's a 50% win percentage. And on top of that, they are 2-2 from home, 1-1 from away. So very, very, I would say, average record due to the fact that they have the same amount of wins, same amount of losses. But looking at them defensively, we do see, an interesting sort of side, because we do actually see that Memphis Grizzlies rank 25th when it comes to points allowed. They also rank 21st when it comes to assists allowed, and then rebounds allowed, they do rank 16th. So they aren't really the greatest defensive team. And for that reason, we do very, very much like the over for this situation here. We definitely see someone like RJ Barrett being and having the capability to definitely go on the over in this situation here, due to the fact that, when we actually look at Toronto and also the way they play RJ Barrett, RJ definitely has a very, very high sort of usage rate, when it comes to, all 3 departments. Now, he is putting up, as we mentioned, some pretty good stats, but when we also look at the last 5 games, we see on the 25th, faced off against Milwaukee Bucks, had a 122-116 loss with 20 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds there. On the 27th, faced off against Dallas, had a 139-129 loss with 16 points, 3 assists, and also 4 rebounds. Then on the 28th, faced off against the Spurs, had a 121-103 loss with 25 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. Then 10 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds with a 139-121 loss against Houston on the 30th. And then against Cleveland, had on the 1st of November, had a 112-101 win with 20 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds there. So very, very interesting to see. Now, when we look at someone like RJ Barrett, we definitely do very much, as I mentioned, like the over, due to the fact that Grizzlies really, really do a poor job defensively. And on top of that, they also do struggle at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the forward position. So for that reason, we are definitely liking the over for this situation. I don't really think you need to focus on any, but keep an eye out for the line. If the line is under his averages, then definitely look to go on the over. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about OG Anunoby. So OG, great player, has done a fantastic job for New York Knicks. Now, he's actually averaged 16.6 points, 6.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and also has had a 45.3% field goal percentage. So very interesting to see there. Now, when we look at the New York Knicks, they have themselves a very, very good matchup against none other than the Chicago Bulls. Now, this is going to be a good matchup because when we look at where both these teams do rank, starting off with the Knicks have actually gotten off to a pretty, I would say, cold start to the season. They currently have a record of 2 wins and 3 losses, which puts them in the 10th spot in the Eastern Conference. Now, on top of that, what we also do see when it comes to this is that we do also see that on the other side of things, we see that Chicago Bulls rank first, while Knicks rank 10th, and they actually have a record of 5 wins and 0 losses. Now, they have a 100% win rate. They're also 4-0 from home, 1-0 from away. So Bulls have been undefeated, and they are actually leading the Eastern Conference, which is honestly, kudos to them for that. So, it's definitely been a great time for them. But looking at also Chicago Bulls defensively, we do see how Chicago Bulls rank 6th when it comes to points allowed. When we look at assists allowed, they rank 15th, and then rebounds allowed, they do rank 8th. So they rank a little bit higher in points and rebounds, a little bit lower in assists, but we still do very, very much actually like the actual, under for this situation for OG Anunoby due to a couple of main reasons. Now, a main reason being is that when we actually look at New York Knicks, we do know that when it comes to Knicks, they run OG as a forward, and Chicago Bulls actually do a fantastic job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the forward position. So for that reason, we do very, very much like the under for this one for someone like OG. OG has been a great player for sure, but when it comes to this matchup against Bulls, who are been a great defensive team, have also led the charge, we are expecting Bulls to really put that defensive pressure on them. Now, when we look at his last couple of games, we saw on the 23rd faced off against Cleveland, had a 119-111 win with 24 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists there. After that, we also saw on the 25th faced off against Boston, had a 105-95 win with 10 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds there. Then on the 27th, faced off against Miami, had a 115-107 loss with 14 points, 1 assist, and 6 rebounds. Then 9 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds against Milwaukee on a 121-111 loss. And then on the 1st of November, had a 135-125 actual loss against Chicago, and that was 26 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. So very, very interesting to see. Now, obviously, coming into this one, we did see them play each other recently, and in that matchup, we do also have, OG, or had seen OG score 26 points. He did go under on his actual rebounding line and went slightly over in his assist line. So, yes, he was able to take advantage of that, but as I've always mentioned, there will be times where players beat their probable outcome, but off a back-to-back situation, we are expecting Chicago Bulls to make those changes, make those differences, and, force OG on the under in this one. So, for that reason, both these teams being somewhat slow paced, New York Knicks being a little bit slower, we aren't really expecting a super fast paced game, so it could also lead to less volume there. So for that reason, definitely keep an eye out for the under for this one for someone like OG Anunoby. But as I've always mentioned, keep an eye out for the line. If the line is too close to his averages, then definitely look to go on the under. Now, getting into the next player, going to be talking about Jaime Jaquez Jr. So as we all know, Jaquez is a great player for Miami Heat, and he's done a fantastic job, averaging 16.2 points, 6.6 rebounds, 4.6 assists, and also has a 62.3% field goal percentage. So he's done a great job there. Miami Heat find themselves in a really good matchup against none other than the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, it is going to be an exciting battle between both of these teams for sure. And looking at where both these teams do lie, starting off with actually, Miami Heat, we do see that Miami Heat, when it comes to the Eastern Conference, have actually done a fantastic job because they actually rank 4th in the actual, Eastern Conference with a record of 3 wins and 2 losses. So that's a 60% win percentage. On top of that, they are 2-0 from home, 1-2 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. Now, they face off against none other than the Los Angeles Lakers, which we've touched on before, where Lakers do currently have a record that puts them in the 4th spot in the Western Conference. They are 4-2, so 4 wins, 2 losses, a 66.7% win percentage. They're also 1-2 from home, 3-0 from away, and are currently on a 2-game win streak. So Lakers have been able to pull it together. We also do see defensively, when we look at Lakers rank 14th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, assists allowed, we also see that the Lakers rank 20th, and then rebounds allowed, they do rank a little bit better, as they rank 7th. So very interesting to see there. Obviously, they do rank a little bit higher in that rebounding, but points and assists a little bit lower. Now, coming into this one, we do actually very much like the actual under for this situation for someone like Jaime Jaquez Jr., but strictly just for the rebounding department. Now, a big reason being is that because points and assists, they do rank a little bit worse, Lakers-wise, so their defense may be pretty poor, but I think Lakers will do a fantastic job grabbing those boards, especially from someone like Jaime Jr. due to the fact that when we look at Jaime Jaquez, we also do see that he is a forward, and Lakers do a fantastic job at restricting, rebounds to the forward position. So we definitely see someone like him going on the under here. Now, looking at his most recent games, we saw on the 23rd, faced off against Orlando, had a 125-121 loss with 13 points, 1 assist, 6 rebounds there. Then on the 25th, faced off against Memphis, had a 146-114 win with 17 points, 6 assists, and also 10 rebounds. Then on the 27th, faced off against New York, had a 115-107 win with 17 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. Then against Charlotte on the 29th, had a 144-117 win with 28 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds, and 6 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds with a 107-101 loss against San Antonio Spurs. So, very interesting to see there. Obviously, looking at Jaime Jaquez, we did actually see him not only, do well in some games, other games not do pretty poorly, like going under on his line, but we've also seen him face off against much easier teams when it comes to rebound-wise and still also struggle in the rebound. So, now that they're going up against a team like the Lakers, who do a great job against forwards and do a great job just at rebounding in general, we are definitely expecting the under for this one. But like I mentioned, strictly just for rebounds. So keep an eye out for the line. The line is too close to his averages, and definitely look to go on the under.